Welcome back. I'm Stephanie McBurnett.
And I'm Noah Promsma. We're both registered dietitians with the Physicians Committee.
Today we are going to focus on what a really healthy diet looks like. Remember, our goal is to get our insulin working again. To do that, we will want to get the fat cleaned out of our cells as best we can. We'll set animal products aside, minimize oily foods, and focus on fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and legumes. It really does pay to skip the animal products. You might see meat labeled as only 8% fat or lower, but this is a percentage of fat by weight. And what we really care about is percentage of fat from calories. Even the leanest cuts of beef contain over 25% of calories from fat, and tuna has 16% of calories from fat. Even 2% milk still is actually 35% calories from fat, which is what counts. And that excess fat in foods can get into our cells, causing insulin resistance. Here are some examples of the amount of fat in common foods as a percentage of calories. Eggs are 62%. Lean cuts of beef can still be 29% fat. Skinless chicken breast, 23%. Sea trout, 32%. And salmon is about 40%. But look at these plant foods. Broccoli is 8%, beans only 4%, rice between 1 and 5%, a banana is 3%, a sweet potato or yam is only 1% fat.
Now let's think about your daily meals. As we go through them, let me ask you to take out a piece of paper and a pen and jot down ideas for breakfasts, lunches, and dinners. Have them be meals with no animal products, and focus on foods that you know you like or that you would like to try. Our goal is to have plenty of great choices. If you want, watch this program more than once, and more ideas may pop out to you. Okay, ready to go? Grab that pen and paper. Be sure not to skip this step. Now's our chance to really think about what we'll be eating in the weeks to come. So here are some simple and delicious breakfast ideas. Let's start with some super easy ones. If your usual breakfast is a bowl of cereal, that is okay. Let's say it's bran flakes with milk. How about adding some blueberries, strawberries, or sliced banana? Instead of cow's milk, let's go with a healthy, plant-based milk. Soy milk and almond milk are great choices, and you'll find others too. You have just created a meal that is free of cholesterol and animal fat, and very nutritious. Or how about old-fashioned oats? You can top them with berries too. How about raspberries or chopped apple? In a delicious way, you are steering clear of fat and building in great nutrition. Meals like these will help your cells get rid of those built-up fat deposits and will improve your insulin sensitivity. Lots of people also love eating fruit at breakfast in a smoothie, and will often include veggies. If yogurt is your thing, there are excellent plant-based versions of that too. Soy-based yogurts are great. For others, just check that nutrition information for fat content. Coconut yogurt especially can be very high in fat and would not be a great choice. If you're new to tofu, there's a reason that it's so popular all over Asia and increasingly in the United States. It cooks very much like egg white, but it's entirely plant-based and extremely healthy. Start by getting some firm tofu, crumble it in a nonstick frying pan, and flavor it with nutritional yeast and a little bit of salt and pepper. If you're in the mood, add some chopped peppers or veggies. Tofu scrambles also work great in a breakfast burrito. Just wrap it in a wheat tortilla and top it with salsa. Another popular breakfast in the UK is beans on toast. No matter where you're from though, it's a hearty way to start the day. Baked beans, black beans, pinto beans, any kind really can be put on toast with chopped tomatoes, onions, salsa, or whatever other flavors you'd like. For folks who have a hard time imagining never having sausage or bacon again, there are a variety of plant-based versions from brands like Morningstar that don't have animal fat or cholesterol. Give them a try and see what you think. Do some of these ideas appeal to you? If so, go ahead and jot them down.
For lunch and dinner, here are a few easy meal ideas. For starters, how about a green salad? Start with whatever greens you like. Maybe some butter lettuce? No, there's no real butter in it. It just tastes that way. Let's top it with some diced tomatoes, peppers, or onions, and some chickpeas for some extra fiber and protein. Top it with balsamic vinegar, seasoned rice vinegar, or lemon juice. A 3-bean salad is delicious. You can buy them already prepared at the grocery store, or you can make your own with chickpeas, green beans, and kidney beans, or whatever beans you like. Top them with a dash of vinegar. Soups are great anytime. Lentil, split pea soup, tomato soup, miso, and many more. You will find convenient varieties at any grocery store or health food store. Bean chili has all the flavor of meat-based chili without the fat and cholesterol. Spaghetti and other pastas cook in a jiffy, and the toppings are up to you. How about spaghetti marinara or penne arrabbiata? Using tomato sauce and spices instead of meat, you skip the bad fats and cholesterol. For convenience, stores carry a wide variety. In addition to marinara or arrabbiata, you will find mushroom, tomato basil, and even roasted garlic. Skip those with meat or cheese and favor those lower in fat. If you like, add lentils, chickpeas, mushrooms, or spinach. Burgers can be healthy. You'll find a variety of veggie burgers at most grocery stores and health food stores, and you can top with lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, ketchup, mustard, or whatever you like. Go for the simple bean burgers or veggie burgers. But one word of caution, some new high-fat brands have come on the market to try to simulate the greasy flavor of meat by adding coconut oil or other fatty ingredients. While they are better than meat, they are fattier than you'll want, so read the labels and avoid fatty brands. You can also make your own veggie burgers at home and put them in the freezer for a busy night. Hot dogs come in healthy, meat-free versions. Light Life Smart Dogs, for example, are practically fat-free. They are great for family picnics, skeptical kids, and anytime you need something quick and tasty. How about pizza? Traditional Italian pizzerias have always had 1 or 2 pizzas without cheese, and you can do the same. If you're ordering a pizza at a restaurant, just ask for no cheese. But all the veggie toppings, ask for mushrooms, tomatoes, onions, eggplant, peppers, maybe a little extra tomato sauce. At home, to give it a little cheesy flavor, you might sprinkle on some nutritional yeast. You can find that at any health food store, and it goes great on a lot of things. Hummus has become super popular. This traditional Middle Eastern dish is made from chickpeas and flavored with roasted red peppers, garlic, citrus, and spices of all kinds. It makes a dip for veggies or a filling for sandwiches. If buying a commercial brand, look for those lowest in fat. You can also turn hummus into a quesadilla. Just heat a corn or wheat tortilla and fill it with hummus instead of cheese. Add mushrooms, olives, tomatoes, onions, or whatever you'd like. You can also use refried beans instead of hummus. Despite their name, they are not fried. They are just cooked beans that are spiced and pureed. Kebabs are easy too, with tofu and grilled potatoes, grilled carrots, peppers, onions, and whatever dipping sauce you'd like. Are you making your list? What are your favorite ideas so far?
Creating plant-based meals doesn't have to be complicated. For a simple approach, combine a can of beans, a whole grain like brown rice, and some vegetables like a bag of spinach or chopped broccoli. Top this with some salsa and you have an easy, delicious meal. You can even get rice that's pre-cooked if you don't have time to cook for yourself. For sandwiches, just swap the meat for hummus. Leave off the cheese and add a load of vegetables. Tofu and tempeh also go great in sandwiches. There are even a lot of meat substitutes out there now that have the flavor of bologna, ham, or turkey slices, but none of the animal fat or cholesterol. Top these with lettuce, tomato, mustard, whatever you prefer. On days when cooking just isn't possible, frozen foods make things really, really easy. The freezer aisles in many grocery stores will have vegan enchilada dinners, burritos, pot pies, soups, stews, curries, burgers, and even plant-based fish sticks. Read these labels and select items that are plant-based and as low in fat as possible. We recommend aiming for no more than 3 grams of fat per serving. Right next to the frozen dinners, you can often find the frozen vegetables. These are very convenient because they are pre-chopped and ready to steam or microwave. Let's also think about snacks, our favorite of which is fruit. As we've said before, yes, you can have fruit and as much of it as you'd like. Think bananas, apples, oranges, nectarines, cherries, and berries of all kinds. Cantaloupe, melons, mangoes, and papayas, and dried fruit too. Raisins, apricots, dates, apples, plums, prunes, pineapple, and so many more. Now let's talk about cereal. It's a great option for breakfast as well as for snacking. The same goes for toast with cinnamon or jam. Just be sure to skip the butter. Rice cakes also can be filling and are free of added fat. You can eat them plain or topped with hummus or with jam. And believe it or not, popcorn is actually a healthy whole grain. Air pop it to avoid using any added oils and enjoy it plain or with cinnamon, nutritional yeast, or maybe a light sprinkle of salt. Even instant soups can make a quick and healthy snack. Just add hot water for a split pea, minestrone, lentil, or miso soup. If you prefer canned varieties, they are even easier. Really, any healthful lunch or dinner item can be snacked on throughout the day. 3-bean salad? How about a 3 o'clock snack? Finally, power bars are sold almost everywhere. Check the labels to make sure there are no animal ingredients and pick the ones that are lowest in fat.
For diabetes, it's important to keep meals and snacks low in fat. Remember, fat is what makes it harder for insulin to work. In order to make sure you don't get too much, it pays not just to avoid meat, cheese, and other fatty animal products, but to avoid anything that is really fatty. That could even include some packaged plant-based products. Check the label and you'll see which ones are lowest in fat. Additionally, you can cook without oil by sautéing with broth or water, or use a nonstick pan. A tablespoon of oil has 14 grams of fat, which is around 130 calories. So it's easy to see how those fat grams and calories add up when you are regularly using them in cooking and recipes. To cook without oil, all you need to do is heat up your pan, add your veggies. Mushrooms and onions are great to start with because they release their natural moisture when heated. If your veggies start to stick to the bottom of the pan, just add a splash of water or veggie broth. Keep an eye on them and add a little more liquid as needed. In the end, you'll still have a delicious meal, but without those extra calories from oil. There is one vitamin that is important to supplement when following a plant-based diet. Vitamin B12 is essential for healthy nerves and blood. The recommended dietary allowance for adults is 2.4 micrograms. At the store, the smallest doses you'll find are likely to be 100 or 500 micrograms, but those are fine to use.
There are so many different food combinations and flavors out there. By filling up on high-fiber, low-fat plant foods, you're giving your body the nutrients it needs to heal and to function at its best. I hope you were able to make a list of healthy food options. This week, let's try them out and see which ones you like. In our next program, we'll talk more about meal planning and give you additional resources for how to follow a healthy diet.